we shared custody of the cat. It had been 3 years since I met my darling Mochi. 3 wonderful years filled with laughter, affection, and most importantly, our adorable tabby cat, Mochi. We adopted Mochi on a whim during an impulsive weekend trip to the local shelter. She was the only one who had approached me, rubbing against my legs and purring loudly. I knew she was the one, and when I saw Motoki's face light up at the sight of her, I knew we were meant to be a family. But now, here we were sitting in silence in our living room, the only sound being the ticking clock on the wall. We had tried everything to make it work, but ultimately it hadn't been enough. The distance between us had only grown over the past year, and we had finally admitted defeat. "I think it's best if we break up," Motoki said quietly, looking down at his hands. My heart shattered into a million pieces, but I knew he was right. It was unfair to either of us to keep trying when it was clear we were growing apart. "Yeah," I whispered, tears threatening to spill. The worst part of it all, though, was Mochi. How could we possibly split up and still keep her in our lives? She was the glue that had bound us together for so long. The thought of losing her was unbearable. "What are we gonna do about Mochi?" I asked, my voice cracking. Motoki sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I don't know," he admitted. "I don't want to lose her, but I also don't want to force you to choose between us." I shook my head, wiping away a stray tear. "No, I want to keep Mochi, but I don't want you to feel like you're losing her, too." We sat in silence for a moment, both lost in our thoughts. I couldn't bear the idea of giving up on my 3-year-long relationship, but I also couldn't bear the idea of giving up on what if there was another way? A way where we could both keep her and still be there for her. What if? I started hesitantly. "We shared custody." Motoki looked up, his eyes widening. "What do you mean?" "Well," I explained, "we could alternate weeks. You could have her every odd week, and I'll have her every even week. That way, neither of us would have to give her up." He considered this, a small smile forming on his lips. "That's actually a great idea," he said. "I can't believe we didn't think of this sooner." And just like that, we had a custody agreement for our beloved Mochi. The first week went by in a flash. I had missed Mochi so much, and spending every waking moment with her felt amazing. But I couldn't help but feel a twinge of sadness, knowing that Motoki was missing her, too. I sent him photos and videos of her, so he wouldn't feel left out. He would reply with equally adorable pictures of her favorite spots around his place. As the week went on, though I noticed Mochi acting strangely, she would pace by the door anxiously whenever I left and immediately go to the window to watch me leave. When I came home, she would greet me with loud meows, almost as if she were complaining about something. I chalked it up to her just being a clingy cat and missing me, but little did I know, it was something else entirely. One evening when I came home, I found Mochi in my living room, her tail swishing back and forth, but her eyes fixed on the door. Then it hit me. She wasn't waiting for me. She was waiting for Mochi. My heart sank as I realized that she must have been feeling the same way he had all those years ago when we first got her. She didn't want to be separated from him. I felt a surge of protectiveness over her. I wouldn't force her to do something that made her unhappy. With a newfound determination, I picked up the phone and called Motoki. I explained my theory, and he was surprised, too. We talked about it for a while, tossing around different ideas, but ultimately we decided to stick to our original plan. We owed it to Mochi to put her happiness above our own desires. The next few weeks went by, and I watched as Mochi's anxiety grew worse. She began scratching up my furniture, leaving deep gouges in my sofa and carpet. It broke my heart to see her so stressed. I tried everything to comfort her, but nothing seemed to work. I was at my wit's end. Then, I got an idea. Maybe what she needed was a reminder of Motoki's love. I pulled out my phone and typed a note, asking him to send some of his old shirts that smelled like him. He agreed without hesitation, and soon a box arrived in the mail filled with his hoodies, sweaters, and tea. I placed them around the house where Mochi liked to hang out, hoping it would bring her some comfort. It seemed to help, and she spent hours rubbing against the clothes, purring contentedly. I smiled, feeling grateful for Motoki's thoughtfulness. After that, we began leaving each other notes with updates on reminders to feed her and tips on how to keep her entertained. The notes became longer and longer, filled with inside jokes and memories we had shared, and before we knew it, we were writing full-on letters to each other. The walls of our home became a testament to our undying love for one another, and, of course, our stubborn cat. Weeks turned into months, and I watched as my feelings for Motoki. Every time I received one of his notes, my heart skipped a beat. Every time I left a note for him, I hoped he would take it the way I meant it. But neither of us ever mentioned our old relationship. There was a wall between us, a barrier we had built up out of fear of getting hurt. Then one day, while rummaging through a pile of notes, I came across one that read, "I miss you. I miss more than just the cat." My breath caught in my throat. Was he thinking what I was thinking? Did he still have feelings for me? With trembling hands, I pulled out my phone and called him. "Motoki," I whispered, my voice shaking. "Do you still feel the same way about us?" There was a long silence on the other end of the line. I could hear him swallowing hard. "I've missed you, Rico," he finally admitted. "I've missed you so much." We talked for hours that day, catching up on everything we had missed and confessing our still strong feelings for each other. It felt good to let go of the pretense, to stop hiding behind the notes and letters. But we both knew that no matter what happened next, we would always have Mochi and each other. A few weeks later, Motoki and I were sitting on the floor of his living room surrounded by Mochi and our favorite takeout food. Between bites of sushi, we talked about everything and nothing. It felt so natural, so comfortable, and I realized that no matter how much time passed or how far apart we were, our love for each other had never really gone away. "I love you, Motoki," I whispered, my eyes meeting his. He smiled, his eyes sparkling. "I love you too, Rico, and I love this cat." We shared a laugh, the sound echoing through the quiet apartment. In that moment, I knew that we were exactly where we were supposed to be. It took a broken heart and a stubborn cat to bring us back together, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Because sometimes true love just needs a little time, a little space, and a lot of patience, and maybe, just maybe, a little help from a cat.